That one is turned off. You don't want to have the World Series on? I mean, I don't care.
Sounds on.
4. Hi.
Oh, Christy.
You know what? I should get my computer glasses because I'm going to be looking at the computer a lot. You say hello to everybody.
Do you really need them? I have mine in here.
Yeah, I'll use yours.
These.
Mine are kind of blurry. Use my husband's computer glasses. I didn't use them today at work.
Oh, Kara. Oh, Christy Kincaid Norris.
I look so cute in
Michael?
glasses. Alan hates when I say that.
Well,
yours are yellow.
It's not that I hate it, but you should probably let other people say that.
But I know I look cute in them. Yours are more yellow than mine that I got. But I'm guessing mine are just as blue blocking.
I don't know.
Maybe the yellow neutralizes the blue.
Hello, Sin.
They don't help with the vision.
Oh, Christy Moore. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody that says I look. What's wrong with me knowing I look cute in glasses? They have to be the right frames. I also look cute in hats. Look what I'm going to drink, everybody. Canned wine. Why not? I thought it'd be kind of fun to drink on the podcast. Drinking water out of a can is weird. Have you done that on the airplane?
No, I've never done that.
It's weird. We'll talk about that, I guess, on the podcast. I'm not a big Sauvignon Blanc person. All right, my husband's ready to do this. Not as ready as I am. You ready to do the testing?
Yeah, give me a little something.
Testing 1, 2. Testing me, testing you.
Don Kidix, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Don Kidix, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Don Kidix.
What's the Cheetos problem? Do you know what she's talking about?
No, I got nothing.
Are you playing dumb?
No, I don't know what the Cheetos problem is.
Alan, did Kelly tell you about my Cheetos problem? I don't know what you're talking about. I have a very bad problem with memory lately, so you might have told me and I just forgot.
Cousin Grayson.
Hey, Grayson.
Sam I am.
Hey, Sam. Oh, is that Sam from New Zealand?
My man.
Did you see me give you I don't have your Instagram or I would have tagged you, Sam. But I gave you a shout out on my Instagram story because I'm wearing the hoodie you gave me when I walked the dog this evening. You ready, honey?
My man.
Do you have Sam's Instagram handle? Is he on Instagram?
Yeah, he's on Instagram.
Sam, I'll tag you if I get your Instagram handle. Are you still in the States, Sam? Where's Sam?
I don't know if we'll need them, but we have letters.
It was me on the cruise ship, goofball. Oh, you ate a lot of Cheetos? Oh, you wanted Cheetos because I talked about them and you wanted them. I think that's right. And they didn't have them on the whole ship. Yeah, that's right. You ready? Did you hit record?
I'm waiting for you to finish whatever it is you're doing.
I was talking.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I am in a good mood, Kelly Raspberry Evans. Not quite so sure about my husband and co-host mood, but here is Alan Evans.
Hello, Alan. Hey, Trey in the house.
Maybe it would help, honey, if you had a sip of my canned wine.
No, I'm going to stick with Diet A&W root beer. That's my bit.
I'm not a big Sauvignon Blanc drinker, but this is the only flavor I have. When I did my daughter's birthday party, the overnight sleepover, my daughter's stepmother brought a couple of canned wines for us to have that night, and I didn't drink them. I just didn't need to drink wine that night, but I thought it was interesting because wine in a can, that's weird, right? But I was asking Alan earlier if he'd ever had water in a can. Have you had canned water? Because I know on Southwest Airlines, they served canned water, and it's the weirdest thing the first time you do it because you're just not used to drinking water out of a can. And so it's kind of like the same thing. You're not used to drinking wine out of a can, but it's cupcake wine, and cupcake wine's pretty good to drink at home.
We had cupcake wine at the cupcake wine. That's a tongue twister at the movies the other night.
Yeah, cupcake wine's not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's not expensive. It's kind of cheap, but I'm drinking it in a can.
But they're trying to save on their packaging costs by putting it in a can, huh?
And look what I'm reading.
What?
Delight in the vibrant flavors of bright citrus and nectarine in our New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc.
Sam's in the.
He's everywhere.
Well, he's in the live studio audience. Can you confirm that cupcake in a can is from New Zealand?
Well, they're saying this is their New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. Pairs well with sunshine, mealtime, or me time. And I'm having a little podcast time is what I'm doing. But anyway, yes, Sam from New Zealand, he gave me a gift. Well, he gave me a couple gifts, a book about royal weddings and a really warm hoodie that I wore today because we went from ridiculously hot weather to overnight, because that's what happens in Texas. It is freezing outside.
Freezing.
Freezing.
We're supposed to get our first freeze tonight.
I know, and Alan.
Which reminds me, I got to
What?
pull the bonsai in.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll remind you to
I've
do
got
that.
a bonsai out
He's
by
been
the,
nurturing a bonsai.
Oh, yeah. And I don't want that to die tonight.
And you know, Alan's been saying he's been so cold.
How cold have I been?
All you've wanted to do is get into a hot bath because there's nothing like being chilled to the bone and you just can't shake it. You know, you put on layers of clothes, but you're cold, your fingers, your toes, everything about you's chilled from the inside out. The only thing that can fix it is a hot bath. Nothing feels better than a hot bath.
Well,
when
this
you're
time
cold.
last year, I was protected by 30 pounds of blubber.
That's true.
I don't have the blubber that I had last year.
You don't.
That's
That was
a
leading
funny
me.
word. by
That
the
was
way.
leading me to what I'm going to do a
Blubber.
bit on,
Blubber.
because there's this service called Reddit, and it asked people what feels better than sex.
Whoa.
And one of the things was getting into a hot bath when you're chilled to the bone. So we're going to talk
Wait a
about
minute.
that.
What? Reddit? There was a survey?
Yeah, they ask their users. They ask their users stuff all the time. It's interesting.
I
It's
can
good
name-
conversation starters.
I can name a few things.
Well, good. Hold on to that because we're going to get to that. We're also going to talk about a petition my daughter asked me to sign, and I said no. I said, this is just some silly little petition that somebody in your school started. Turns out it wasn't just some little I've only had 2 sips of this wine, y'all. It wasn't just some little silly petition that just in her school. This is a nationwide movement. Talk about that.
A movement, huh?
A movement.
Hmm.
And there's some other stuff we're going to get to in a minute as well.
We have letters. I don't know if we'll get to them.
Well, we have a lot to get to. We might get to that.
We had a few letters last week. And speaking of, just another reminder to our podcast family. I think a lot of you know this, but if you send us a letter, there is a dang good chance we are going to address your letter on the podcast.
Did we get in trouble again?
No, didn't get in trouble. But not all the time do people agree with what we say. And that's fine. They don't have to agree with what we say.
Did we get grief for something we said?
Yeah.
About what?
Oh,
Which
yeah.
letter?
So I'm just here to tell you that if you want to send in a letter, that's fine. We will give you our opinion. And that's fine.
Oh, but we didn't say what they wanted us to
They
say.
didn't say what they yeah.
Which letter?
No,
I don't know.
know. It's one of the ones from last week.
Well, honey, that's not fair. You have to.
So I'm just throwing that out there. You're welcome to send us letters. We encourage it. We love it when you do. But if you do,
You don't remember the topic?
if you do, we're probably going to read it and we're probably going to give our opinion on it. And not all the
So
time.
were they asking for?
Not all the time is your opinion going to jive with our opinion. And that's fine too. But don't send one in and then get angry that we didn't have the opinion that you thought we should have.
Oh my! Now you've got me. You've got to tell me what it is.
Hey, this happens to you on the radio all the time.
But I want to know which one.
Well, I don't know. That's not even the point. The point is,
I'm
you send us a
curious.
letter, we're going to read it and give our opinion, period. Right?
Okay. Well, tell me later when you find it because I'm
Okay.
curious now. And now all of our audience is curious too. I'm going to have to go back and listen to last week's episode
That's it.
and try to figure out which one it is.
I'm done with that. What?
All right.
What?
I wish you'd kind of like have, tell me what it is, but we'll
It
talk about something else.
It doesn't matter what it is.
It matters to me. We're going to talk about some things that feel better than sex. One of them being getting into a hot tub when you're chilled to the bone. One of the other Reddit users on this survey said it was taking off your bra after a long day. And the first thing that popped in my head when I read that was, you're not wearing the right size bra. If you can't wait to rip off your bra and throw it across the room at the end of the day because you're finally out of that torture device, then listen, you've got to go to thirdlove.com and take the Fit Finder quiz, because it takes about a minute of your time. It's really nothing. And you just answer a few questions. You might find out, oh my gosh, I've been wearing the wrong size bra all this time. And then you can go shopping on the Third Love website, because they have more than 80 sizes now. Yeah, they use all that data that all of us women fill in when we take that Fit Finder quiz to come up with more than 80 bra sizes, including the half cup size. This is a game changer, because sometimes you don't quite fill up a C. You're spilling out of a B. What do?
Whoa.
You get a B and a half. It's like, why didn't somebody think of this sooner?
B+.
Third Love finally did, thank goodness. Now, I like the fact that you don't have to go into the dressing room with that stranger and she's trying to measure you and everybody's trying to act like it's not awkward and uncomfortable. Come on, it's awkward and uncomfortable. You can do this at home. And then you have 60 days to wear it, wash it, test it out. If you don't love it, send it back. Third Love will wash it and donate it to a woman in need. And these are going to be the most comfortable bras you ever own. So far, Third Love, with that return policy, they've donated over $15 million in bras to women in need. That's wonderful.
Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/sandwich now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/sandwich. Get 15% off today.
Today I am wearing my Third Love bra. Look, babe. It's like a periwinkle color. I like it.
That's the one that doesn't fall off your right shoulder.
Strap doesn't. I have this problem with my right shoulder. I don't know what it is. I must be lopsided, but my bra straps would always fall off my right shoulder. I would hike them up, tighten them up, and they'd still fall off. I don't have that problem with Third Love because the straps don't slip. All right. We've already cleared 2 things off of the Reddit list. One of them being one of Alan's things that feel better than sex, which is getting into a hot tub after that cold to the bone chill you experience. Another woman not wearing a Third Love bra likes to rip it off at the end of the day. Let me give you a couple, and then you can give me one of yours. You said you have a whole list of things that feel better than sex.
I can think of some that are pleasurable.
Maybe equal to or come close to?
They might come close to.
All right, this person, and see, a lot of these I absolutely agree with. It's hard to argue. Drinking water when you wake up thirsty in the middle of the night. When you're so thirsty when you wake up and you get that night water.
I think that's just satisfying.
Well, that sex can be satisfying.
I know, but it's not as pleasurable as sex.
Well,
that would be satisfying.
It is. If you're
like popping a zit.
Don't debate everyone.
Would be very satisfying.
If this is how this bit's going, I can already see he's debating everyone because one of us is grumpy.
I'm a master debater.
Finally removing the food that's been stuck between your teeth for an extended period of time.
Also very satisfying.
Well, okay, I think this is the point. These are just very satisfying things.
Say you're just gnawing down on some corn on the cob and barbecue chicken. You're just eating it all with your hands. A couple of things that are satisfying about this scenario. One is you go into the bathroom and floss all that junk out. The second, when you get the little lemon wipes, like at Buffalo Wild Wings, hashtag not an ad, Buffalo Wild Wings, and then you wipe all the stuff off with those lemon wipes. Your hands go from being real greasy to real clean and smelling really good.
Yeah, that's a good feeling too.
Very good feeling.
Okay.
Very satisfying.
How about the feeling, speaking of clean, the feeling of clean bed sheets sliding against your freshly shaved legs as you crawl into bed at night? That is a great feeling. You have to have the combination of both. Freshly laundered sheets and freshly shaved legs.
Well, I can't comment on the freshly shaved legs.
Some men
but
can.
But it still feels okay to me when I slide into clean sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Preferably Brooklyn.
A constant noise like some machines make, like a clunk, 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 finally stopping. Like when that constant noise finally stops.
I think that's just
pounding noise.
That's just a relief.
Oh my God, Alan. Just say it's great.
Bob?
All right. So when the barber uses the clippers on the back of your neck during a haircut, see, I don't experience that as a woman, but when you get your neck shaved, do you like that?
Here's the thing. This is a good one because this is what Connie, my hairstylist, has done for me for 30 years. I'm the only one she does this for. When I first went to see her.
Or so she tells you.
This is the truth. She has a little brush, a little blue brush, and she sprinkles powder on it. And after she's done trimming my neck, she brushes off the hairs on my neck with the baby powder.
It's your brush.
It's my brush. It's Alan's brush. Very satisfying.
Yeah.
Feels very good. Yes. She does it
better than sex.
Well,
close. You're just not going to agree with anything?
No. Oh, well, it depends on what kind of sex, I guess.
Being able to breathe out of both nostrils finally after being sick.
Again, very satisfying.
Okay, those two I've already done. Putting on your comfy clothes, knowing you don't have to change out of them for the rest of the day.
Oh, like if you're home
you
on
live to put on your comfy clothes.
Oh,
That's your favorite thing is putting on your comfies.
My dad calls them, what does he call them?
Shabazz Brothers.
Shabazz Brothers urban loungewear with the Pro Flow waistband.
That's like your favorite thing.
I love getting the Pro Flow waistband on.
Taking off your socks after a long day and scratching the sock marks. Those grooves that are left like in your feet.
Now that does feel good.
Finally.
Yeah.
You agree with
now
one.
That does feel good. And speaking of, my man.
Big Al?
I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed.
I'm
scrolling through my Instagram feed today, and I see the biggest, hairiest, driest,
ashiest
man foot.
I don't know why he did
that I've ever seen. In my I see all these nice pictures of bloggers and fashion bloggers and food and children, all these wonderful photos, and I'm just scrolling, and then there was a big foot, a man foot.
Not better than sex, seeing that.
No.
When someone with long nails scratches your itchy back.
I like that. Give me that all day.
I scratch your back.
Every day.
Especially after certain things. And you're not really reciprocating on the back scratching. I scratch your back way more than you ever scratch mine.
I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine.
I do scratch your back all the time.
Okay.
And I never get reciprocated.
That was one of the ones on my list in my noodle was the back scratch.
And then this last one that I wrote down, because the list goes on and on for eternity. Jumping into a pool after sunbathing for like an hour when you're really hot.
I don't know about that.
I don't like that.
That's kind of shocking.
It's shocking. That's the one that I had a problem with. Because I'm like, every time I have to get into a pool when I'm really hot, I'm like, oh, this is awful. It's so cold. It's so cold. It would probably be better if I did just plunge in.
Yeah, that's kind of a shock to the system.
What are some of the other ones that were floating in your noodle that you can share? Because that's everything on my list.
One is stretching. Sometimes when you're really stiff and then you stretch.
My favorite, I think it's called the eagle.
Feels real good.
I think it's called the eagle pose when you wrap your arms around each other and you lift them up to the sky. It's such a good stretch in the back of your shoulder blades. That's a good one.
Or when you're in bed and you wake up in the morning and you can like kind of sprawl out in your own bed and you can stretch in your bed and stretch your back and stretch your legs before you get out of bed.
You can do that a lot because I'm never there when you wake up in the morning.
Oh, I dig that.
Monday through Friday, you got it all to yourself.
Yeah. And then oral sex.
Oh my gosh. Why would you say that? We're saying things that are better than.
Oral sex.
Better than. That is.
It's a type. And it's better than. Am I wrong? Not denying it. She's not denying it.
Anything else on your list, or was that the ender?
Not denying it.
That was the ender.
A husband that can breathe through his ears.
Breathe through his nose holes. I like that feeling when you can finally breathe when you've been sick.
Yeah.
All right. moving on.
Okay.
Because that was awkward.
Sure, let's move on.
So my daughter comes to me.
That's
and
my
asks
job
me
to make this awkward.
My daughter comes to me and asks me to sign a petition because there's a group of kids that want to have the day after Halloween off from school. And there's a ton of signatures. And I said, no, I'm not signing that because that's ridiculous. It's just somebody at your school that's just doing this. This is never going to happen. Well, guess what? I got, like 2 days after that, I got an email from this service that they like to have speakers come on to talk about different topics. And it was the subject line, day after Halloween off, Texas students start viral petitions. But it's not just in Texas. They said they've gotten almost 2 million signatures so far.
Jeez.
From school districts in Georgia, Florida, Michigan, Texas, among other states. And all these kids are trying to get school canceled for the day after Halloween so they can fully enjoy the holiday. And they have gotten, in my daughter's school district, as of this printing, not that many, just 7,700 plus signatures, but in the local school districts around us, the Frisco Independent School District, 40,000 plus signatures. The next one would be Louisville ISD with over 12,000, Mansfield over 11,000, Humboldt, which is in the Houston metro area, over 10,000, the metro Austin area, Round Rock, over 12,000. There you go. And Allen, we have kids there, 3,900 plus. So this is something they're trying to get done.
Well, it ain't going to get done.
I don't think it's going to get
They don't have
done.
enough signatures.
Right, but they're trying to make a change. But here is what I said, I think in a couple podcasts ago, that why don't they just move Halloween to the last Saturday of October? That would take care of every problem. Don't you think?
It's always on the 31st.
Always. But for trick-or-treating, it's not moving the Halloween, the 30th, you can't move the 31st, but the act of trick-or-treating, if you move that to Saturday, the last Saturday of the month, problem solved.
Can I ask a dumb question?
Sure.
It says here, Texas students have started a change.org petition.
Yeah, and that's the one my daughter wanted me to sign, and I said, no.
Okay, when do they have awareness that they can start a petition? And my second question would be, are there enough kids that are like 13, 14, 15 that are still trick-or-treating?
Yes.
There are?
Yes.
Aren't the majority of kids who trick-or-treat, aren't they younger? And
yes.
they wouldn't know what in the hell a petition is.
Yes.
So who's doing this is my question.
The kids my daughter's age and parents, because they are convincing parents. Kids today, as they say, are very woke. And they know what's going on. And they know about change.org because they're all trying to save the planet. And, they're trying, to save the environment. They're all protesting, getting up and walking out, for causes. So the kids know how these online petition things work. Now, will they see change? I don't know. Maybe they will. But there is, if you got little kids, I could see, on our morning show, the Kid Friday morning show, they're wanting to get, and I think this is a movement that's picking up some steam, is they want the day after the Super Bowl to be declared a national holiday. So people can stay up, watch the Super Bowl, get as drunk as they want, and not have to go to work the next day. How do you feel about that?
No.
Should the day after every holiday be another holiday? The day after every special event should you get 2 days off? Because then people would abuse that, right?
Yeah. I mean, how far do you take this? Where does it stop?
All the way to the White House.
Let's make the day after St. Patty's Day a holiday then.
Right.
Everybody's out drinking green beer.
Right.
Right?
Just move every holiday to Friday night or Saturday. That's my movement. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting that my daughter was part of this movement and I wasn't even aware of it.
Because they don't want to go to school the day after Halloween.
Right. And my daughter is 13 and she is still into trick-or-treating, which I'm shocked. By the time you hear this podcast, it is going to be, this is our Halloween podcast. It drops on Halloween. My daughter has every intention of trick-or-treating. She's going to be Elmo. And thankfully, it's one of those hot zip-up costumes that you would just bake in. However, it's going to be freezing in our area for Halloween. And you just feel so bad for all these kids who have these cute costumes they want to show off. and they have to put a coat on. My daughter doesn't have to because she's wearing a coat basically for her costume, and her friend's going as Cookie Monster. So you got Elmo and Cookie Monster going out together. But our 11-year-old son, he's kind of on the fence. He wants to give out candy. He kind of still wants to trick or treat, but he's at that age where it's kind of embarrassing. I don't want to go. And I'm really surprised at 13, my daughter still wants to go, but she does.
I don't fault kids or think, bad of kids that want to trick or treat that are 13, 14, 15. I just was thinking, this certainly isn't coming from the younger kids. This is coming from the
my
older
13-year-old.
kids. And then how many older kids are there that could really raise a big enough fuss to where this could actually go?
Well, you get the parents involved. You get the parents that want to do whatever for their kids. They want to make their kids happy and say yes to everything.
Well, what are they going to do when their kids are at home the day after Halloween? They got to go to work.
Exactly. This is a problem I used to have when my daughter was at this little private school when I first, I sent her to like a little pre-K and then a 4K in kindergarten. This school loved to bless us with half days. And we're doing an early release, 11:30. Well, that's great if you don't have a job and you have to figure out, well, how am I going to take care of my kid the rest of the day and have to put her in childcare, but I'm already paying the tuition for y'all to keep her to 3 o'clock for me. So I don't know. I don't know how parents figure it out, but we manage, don't we?
That we do. That we do.
Are you excited about Halloween and the trick-or-treating?
Yeah, I am.
I'm excited.
I'm going to take Dylan over to my sister's, and we're going to trick or treat with my 2 nieces.
Oh, so you are going to do that?
Dylan's cousins. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. And I'll probably I'll just get on my ceremonial Negan costume. Probably do that, which will be great because it's a really warm costume.
Yeah, I'm going to stay home in the cul-de-sac because last year we didn't get to do what apparently is an annual tradition. I've always wanted to live in a cul-de-sac because I just felt like, that's like a really cool little vibe, and you get to know your neighbors pretty well. And apparently they all sit out in the front yard behind a table so the kids don't have to go door to door, which is actually
You really think that's going to happen?
Well, that's what they say they do, but it's going to be really cold.
Like 40.
I know, they're probably going to call it off, but that's fine. I'll do it from inside the house.
40 and windy.
I'll probably end up inside the house. But I thought we were doing like a cul-de-sac thing where we all sit around with our little solo cups full of wine and give out candy to kids. But I did buy my full-size candy bars. I read online that you do that people that give away full-size candy bars, it's because they try to show how generous and wealthy they are. That's the psychological profile.
Well, that sounds about right, because Big Pete Delkus was talking about how he was doing the same thing.
I like giving out full-size candy bars. I like being that house in the neighborhood. I want to be the one that everybody wants to go to. I don't want to be the house that gives out toothbrushes.
Oh,
and
gosh.
God bless them. I don't want to be the house that gives out gospel tracts because that happens too. I just don't want to be that house.
Really?
Yeah. Because, some people have a problem with, we actually talked about this on the last podcast. Was it the woman about the Halloween letter? Was she the one that was mad?
They think this is all about the Satan, huh?
That could have been her because we were agreeing with her and not her mother, that she wasn't the one that wrote that letter then. But yeah, you want to be the house that gives out candy and just has fun. That's my perspective.
We have some really scary Halloween decorations on our front door, too.
Oh, man. We have one.
These things scare the hell out of me.
Do they?
Yeah, because I have to get there, then I walk up and they start talking, and I'm like, ah!
We got one that hangs on the door, and
he's pretty creepy.
When you walk up to the door, it doesn't do anything. But when I shut the door, and then it yells. So I guess when the kids leave and I shut the door, then it'll scare them as they're leaving, because that's when it suddenly talks. Is it motion activated? I can't figure it out.
Yeah, it's supposed to be motion activated.
So when I walk up to it, it doesn't do anything.
That was some of Tarjay's finest.
Well, the day after you got it, it poured rain, and we had that the tornadoes, and it was filled with water. So maybe that messed it up somehow.
Yeah.
But you know what we're doing for Halloween?
What's that?
We're creating memories.
Yeah, we are.
And a lot of times you want to take pictures of those memories, and some of the better ones you want to frame and put up in your house, right? Alan and I just got a lovely gift from a listener, a Jason Whitten jersey that we want to get framed and put on display. Send that to Framebridge. Right, Framebridge.
They're the only ones I would trust.
That's where I'm going with this, because Framebridge is the only online framing company we trust. I don't know if there is another one. I don't care. I don't need to look any further than Framebridge.
If there is, I'm not using them.
I'm not. I'm using Framebridge.
I'm using Framebridge
because I have never experienced such. From the moment I used them the first time, I'll never go anywhere else. They are so great. We if you want to upload, you can do it online, or you can upload pictures. That's what we did with the wedding photos, and we got those back, and those were great. But I had something I had to have specially done, like a piece of artwork that I wanted to frame for my niece. So I went online to FrameBridge. I told them what I was going to frame. They sent me the packaging at no extra charge, so I could ship it off to them, so it was all safe and protected. So when we go online, we got to do that this week because we want to do that for our kids' Christmas present. Not that we're in a hurry, because FrameBridge turns it around really quick. But they'll send us the packaging for Jason Witten's jersey. We send it off to them, and in no time at all, we get it back. And it's so beautifully done. You can go online. They have so many frames for you to choose from. But if you're kind of questioning your own taste, because sometimes you need somebody to kind of validate that you're making the right choice, they have a real human being that's right there waiting to help you. It's not some computer that just recognizes keywords that you're saying and spits out these generic answers. It's a real person that helped me the last time I had something framed at FrameBridge. I can't sing their praises enough. We truly do use them. We truly do love them. When you receive your framed print or whatever it is, your christening gown, your Jason Witten jersey, it's so beautifully packaged. You're going to be so impressed. You're going to use them again and again.
And the holidays are right around the corner, so frame the things you love in time for guests to see them. Go to framebridge.com and use promo code SANDWICH. You'll save an additional 15% off your first order if you go to framebridge.com, promo code SANDWICH. That's framebridge.com, promo code SANDWICH. Love FrameBridge.
I really do.
Really good.
All right. I don't know how this happened today. For some reason, I don't know what made me do it. I don't remember. But I went on Twitter. I remember what it was. I was trying to figure out, how can I find the very first tweet I ever tweeted? And I didn't know how to do that without scrolling back a million years. So I Googled it. You can Google everything. You don't have to bother anybody. Just like, how do I find my first tweet? So it told me how to do it. And believe it or not, I still couldn't figure it out. But I did find an area that tells you every month, or every week or every month, I can't remember, what your most popular tweet was, what got the most responses. It also tells you the most famous person following you or who has the most followers following you within that 1 month block of time. Do you know who follows me on Twitter?
I know that the lawyer for
Kathleen Zellner.
Yeah, Kathleen Zellner does.
Who is she was in Making a Murderer season 2 with Stephen Avery.
Stephen Avery's lawyer.
Who is finally seeing a little bit of movement. They have offered some cash reward, and somebody confessed to doing it, but he didn't do it. He made it so much crap. It wasn't him. But they are trying to still get Stephen Avery out of prison. Do you know who follows me on Twitter?
Let's hear it.
Post Malone.
Get out of here. Really?
Yes.
Posty follows you on Twitter?
Post Malone is from the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
He is.
I believe he grew up, I want to say Grand Prairie. His father is, I think, still a coach on the special teams or something for the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm thinking Post Malone grew up listening to the Kid Craddock Morning Show. Why else would Post Malone be following me? Which made me realize, oh my gosh, I've got to step up my Twitter game. Because if there's a chance somebody is famous, I should care about everybody equally, right? But it made me realize, man, maybe I should be tweeting stuff.
Can you tell how long he's been following?
No.
I wonder if this is a recent phenomenon.
It might have been recently.
Because what if he saw the picture of JC and then he
just
followed everybody?
It was later than that. It was before that. It was before that because you scroll back several months and it took me a few months. But here's the thing: is does he like The Bachelor? Because when The Bachelor or Bachelorette's on, I used to a lot, and I'm trying to get back into it. Live tweet. Because people really like being snarky together when you're watching something like that. But it made me feel like I thought Twitter was kind of a dying art form. But still a lot of celebrities and stuff do get on there. And I don't know, there's newsworthy stuff that comes out of Twitter. And everybody talks about the president being on Twitter.
It's Captain Obvious, but there are a lot of people on Twitter.
There are, but it feels
there are a lot of people who still use it.
I know, but not as much. Because I'll comment now and I won't get as many likes. So I figured people just aren't on Twitter as much as they are on Instagram.
Problem?
I don't know. Could be. But I've noticed it with other things. Not just me, with like the morning show and all that stuff.
Yeah, I get the least engagement on Twitter.
Okay.
Of course, my Twitter game is horrible.
So I feel like I need to step it up because, well, then I just scrolled back as far as I could. I couldn't go extremely far. I found out who else is following me on Twitter. In addition to Post Malone, Target.
Really?
Target is following me.
Look at you, babe.
Do you know how awesome that is for me? Because I'm the person, if I'm checking out at Target and they ask, I've got the app, I bring my bags to get a nickel off everything. And if the person in front of me is checking out and they say, would you like to sign up for this to save 5%? And they say no, I'm always the one that interjects. Why wouldn't you want to do that? I don't understand. Because it's not costing you anything and you're getting an extra 5% off. I don't understand why you wouldn't do that.
Why don't you use your Target hookup and get Emma Kelly and me carried in Target?
Because, honey, we're not designing the clothes for Emma Kelly and me.
But we're going to.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when that happens, I'll get with Target. All right. You know who else is following me? Tuesday Morning. Why is Tuesday Morning following me? I like Tuesday Morning.
Yeah.
You know who I want to follow me? Nordstrom Rack. Do they have a Twitter?
I bet they do.
And TJ Maxx. That'd be a dream come true. And Home Goods. Those are my dreams. I'm going to see if I can make that happen.
Uh-huh.
Macy Bookout from Teen Mom follows me. She is a big fan of the show. We found out when Big Al went to an appearance in Chattanooga. He was there for one of their, they have a local baseball team. One of the minor league teams is in Chattanooga.
Mm-hmm. What's the name of that team?
I don't remember. But he went to the game and Macy Bookout was there and recognized Big Al and came up to him with her son. So now she's following me and she's a big fan. I wonder if she's a fan of the podcast.
Well, I hope she is.
I hope so too, Macy. Dude Perfect follows me.
Wow.
Dude Perfect is a trick basketball team. They do a lot of things with basketball. Now, I think I know why. I think they're kind of Dallas-based because one of the tallest one on Dude Perfect used to be the church we went to's youth pastor. He was the youth pastor, and he left the ministry to make his ministry with Dude Perfect because they can reach so many people and still spread the gospel.
I just bought a Dude Perfect shirt for Dylan.
Yeah.
He's all about Dude Perfect.
Well, will he be impressed to know they follow me on
How
Twitter?
about that?
Who else follows me? The Miss America organization.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I can't answer these questions.
So random. Mama Heron, who is Zach Heron's mother. And if you have a teenage girl,
Well,
she knows that.
I've got two questions for you. Who is Mama Heron and who is Zach Heron?
Well, Mama Heron is obviously Zach Heron's mama, and he is in a boy band called Why Don't We?
Oh, okay.
But they are also fellow podcasters.
Really?
Yeah, they have a podcast. Max, he's a singer. He sings the best song, turn the lights down low.
You know, no offense, babe, but after Post Malone and Target, we really took a dive.
No, I'm going through it.
Oh, okay.
I should have saved that. Turn
Yeah,
the
you should have
lights,
saved.
turn the lights down low.
You should have saved Posty as the.
Hey, Max
payoff.
is good. Max is good. Max was in a Madonna music video. She handpicked him to be in her video.
Okay.
Turn the lights.
We heard.
turn the
I got
lights
that.
down
I got that.
low.
Okay.
That's a good song. And then, last but not least, because Alan's just insulted everybody past Post Malone and
I
Target,
have not.
Angelina from Jersey Shore.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Does she listen to the Kate Craddock Morning Show online? Is she a podcast listener? I don't know. But isn't that fascinating?
Those are pretty cool, babe. Now, have you? And I'm not throwing shade on who follows you. This is really cool. But have you gone and looked at how many people all of those follow?
No.
Because some people, they'll follow like 10,000 accounts to get followers.
But I never have mentioned them. Why would they even find me?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're doing this, but have
Why
you checked
would
to
you
see if they
try-
follow you just to follow you so they can get followers?
Why would you try to take the wind out of my sails with Angelina?
I'm not.
From Jersey Shore.
I'm the wind beneath your wings.
No, you're sucking the wind from under my wings right now.
I was
You're a
with,
big wind sucker.
No. I was with you on Posty, Tarjay. I was kind of with you on Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning is a big deal.
And then after that, I got nothing.
You're not being a very supportive.
Oh, I'm sorry, Beth. I think that's really cool. That's a lot better than my followers.
It is. Have you looked? You haven't even looked.
No.
I'll show you how to look.
Yeah, show me how to look. We'll do this bit with me, and then you can make fun of who follows me.
So here's my point: is I'm going to have to step up my Twitter game because I want to actively attract more Twitter followers, more big famous Twitter followers.
You need to attract big retail companies that'll carry your brand.
Here's the thing, Alan.
I'm always thinking about this
We're
from
not
a business perspective.
but we're not
But we
designing
will.
clothes.
But we
Okay,
will.
one day,
Someday.
if you're an up and coming designer who would like to collaborate with me and to collaborate on a whole new line of clothes, get in touch with me. We actually do have a lot of connections, but I'm just not designing clothes. I would like to design clothes because there's stuff I want and it's not available. And I'm like, why don't I just design it? But I'm not a seamstress.
Well, that's a dream. You should do it someday then.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't have to be a seamstress. We'll hire a seamstress.
Well, we need to hire a designer who can collaborate with me on designing stuff because I don't know how to do that.
Exactly.
And then we'll get in Target. How about that?
There you go. See? Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Alan's dreaming big, everybody.
You got to dream big.
That's what he's doing.
Like the Newmar King Air. Dream big.
Oh, Lord. I talked to Aunt Velma today, by the way.
What did Aunt Velma say?
Well, we were just catching up because, you know, my daddy, my mama, and my brother Ryan, they drove from Dallas, Texas to Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, which is just south of Myrtle Beach. But then they're going to drive back inland to Florence, South Carolina, because my church, my home church, the one that I grew up in, the Florence Baptist Temple, is celebrating its 50th anniversary.
Wow.
And they're having a huge banquet this weekend, and over 1,000 people are going to be there. It's completely sold out. And my parents went, and I can't determine, and they both got a story. They were going to fly, but it was too expensive for all three of them to fly. But my brother said basically the only reason he's going because he didn't want my parents to have to drive. So whatever. The point is they all drove to South Carolina, drove straight through. My brother and my dad trading off because my mother has panic attacks when she has to drive on the interstate. It makes her very nervous. But they're there now, and they're catching up with old friends and family. Ryan's going to meet with Tommy Jean tomorrow. They're going to have lunch. He's going to run into some, hopefully see some old friends of his. But Aunt Velma's very excited. In fact, they bought their tickets so early for the event. They're sitting at table number 2.
Did Aunt Velma say anything about the RV fiasco?
No, I soothed her fears last time, I think, that you were just joking. Right?
Do you think 1,000 people in South Carolina going to this banquet, do you think there's going to be some ambrosia?
I don't know. It's being catered. Alan has a thing about whenever Baptist churches get together that somebody brings an ambrosia.
There's an abundance. There's an abundance of ambrosia.
There's really not, honey. I don't think you know what ambrosia truly is.
Ambrosia, to me, ambrosia is like when you throw like fruit, whipped cream, cottage cheese. You just kind of coconut shavings.
I see that at a lot of Baptist gatherings. You kind of throw
just a bunch of stuff in there and you stir it up, and it kind of looks like
No, you don't stir it up.
It kind of looks like this green fruit casserole.
Well, if it's green, that's a pistachio, probably Watergate salad.
My term for that dish is ambrosia.
All right. Well, there's probably going to be a fruit salad, but I don't know who's catering. But they wanted me to go with them, but I declined. Tommy Jean's not going to the banquet either, and she lives there. But that's a very big expense and a lot of time to go to the banquet. But I don't think they really care if I go or not. I'll be honest. Should I be that honest? I'm going to be that honest. Last time I went home, and I was so excited to go home and see everybody, nobody gave 2 toots that I went to church.
Couldn't give 3 S's that you were there.
Could not have. I was so excited I was home for a sad reason. I was home for Tommy Jean's mother's funeral, and I went to the funeral, but it was so nice to see some of those faces that I grew up with. I mean, I started going to that church when I was in kindergarten, in 1st grade. I grew up in that church until I moved to Texas, and that was 25 years ago. So half my life was at this church, and I went home, and I was so excited to see, I'm not going to name names, but I mean, I had arms outstretched to go hug their necks, and they acted like they didn't know who I was. It hurt my feelings really bad. And I said, I'm not going to go to that kind of trouble and expense when they don't even care, It hurt my feelings, y'all. It really did. Because I have such warm, fuzzy memories about my childhood and growing up in that church. And when I moved to Texas and I tried to find a church home, because I wanted to match that feeling that I had from the church I grew up in. And I finally realized I'm never going to find that again. I just have to find something that comes close. And that's been a real struggle. And when I couldn't find that initially, when I was young and single, I just didn't go for a long time. And then I found a pastor that I really loved, and then he retired. And now, Alan, we've got to get back in church. We really do. Because I want our kids to have those warm, fuzzy church memories too. But you ain't seeing me at the Florence Baptist Temple reunion this weekend because they don't care.
And if you were, you better bring some ambrosia.
They're not doing that, honey. It's
Why?
catered.
Oh.
They're not doing a covered dish.
Well, if they were.
If I am ever invited to another church covered dish, I swear to you, I will bring an ambrosia.
You don't have to, because there'll be 6 of them there.
My typical go-to is my mama's macaroni and cheese or her corn casserole, because I can make them in my sleep. I've done them so many times. In fact, for part-time Justin on our show, he's trying so hard to get us to have this fellowship, I guess you'd call it, for lack of a better term.
He's trying to encourage fellowship?
Yeah.
Why? Is there a lack of fellowship?
I don't know. But he wants everybody to dress up tomorrow for the Halloween show. Now, if you know me, I don't like to dress up. I do not. I am not a Halloween dresser-upper. I did it for Alan the first couple of years we dated because I was still trying to show him that I was a good sport. Now that we're married, I ain't got to prove nothing. Right, babe?
Sure. That's fine. That goes both ways, too.
True. So anyway, I'm not really big on dressing up, but I do it sometimes. So I've got like this little halo or something I might wear to work tomorrow. And then he wanted us to do a potluck, Halloween themed, where we had to bring something that was scary in nature. So he's going to make like witch's finger cookies or something. I'm like, I'm making macaroni and cheese.
Where's the HR department? Shouldn't they be doing this?
Who is the HR department?
I don't know.
We don't have an HR
You have
department.
A company. Don't you have an
We
HR
don't have an
department?
HR department.
Well, the HR department's usually involved in all this employee engagement stuff.
Well, no, this is Justin. So I'm bringing macaroni and cheese, and I'm going to stick a little happy Halloween sign in it. And that's going to be my Halloween themed macaroni and cheese. Unless I come up with a scary name for it, like Mummy's macaroni and cheese.
I think you should bring ambrosia.
I don't have the stuff to make ambrosia.
Sure you do. We got Jell-O. We've
We
got
don't have Jell-O.
mayonnaise.
We have leftover mayonnaise. We don't have Jell-O.
We've got cheese. Sometimes
We have
ambrosia
cheese.
has cheese sprinkles.
We have cheese.
I'm sure we have whipped cream.
Nope. We don't.
Fruit salad.
Nope. We don't have any of that.
Canned fruit salad. We don't have
No.
any of that. Or fruit cocktail.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
Why do you think we have that?
Because you buy the groceries.
We ain't got none of that. None of that.
All right.
But I am making my spooky macaroni and cheese for the office. I'm going to get up early in the morning to make it. And, you know, everybody always asks for my mama's macaroni and cheese recipe. So I'm going to have to post that on kellyandalan.com. I'm going to tell you, it's a very big crowd pleaser. And I'll also post her Mexican corn casserole recipe.
I think you.
I'll do that on kellyandalan.com. Did we do that?
I think you did that.
Oh, great. Then just go look for it.
I think
It's on
I think it's out
kellyandalan.com.
there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. If it's not, then I
Then we
posted a
will.
bunch of great recipes out there.
Okay, well, if it's not on there, we'll make sure it is.
Yeah.
The Mexican corn casserole is, here's the thing about my mama's recipes. The only reason I make these two over and over is because they're so stinking easy that I can do it without looking up the recipe. But the Mexican corn casserole, you can use it as a side dish or as a dip with tortilla chips. It's very, very good. Very good. And if you like it, you can add more jalapenos to make it spicy. We usually make it mild because for Thanksgiving, there's a lot of kids eating it too. But the macaroni and cheese is a big hit too. So go to kellyandalan.com, and I guess under the blogs, it would be listed.
That's where we put all our recipes. Yeah.
If it's not there, I promise you I will go back and add it. And I'll tell you what else is on there because we're heading into what is traditionally known as flu season. And if you go to kellyandalan.com, there is a blog, just scroll back to last year, and there is a blog about how we helped our son Cole kick the flu in the behind really quickly.
Boy, he had it bad.
He
that
had
year.
it so bad, and within 24 hours, it was night and day.
And it was a nurse who helped us
It
come up
was.
with the remedy. Yeah.
It was. And, you know, we're not doctors. Consult your doctor, I guess we should say. But I'll tell you what worked for us. and it was just a game changer for him. So there's a bunch of things on kellyandallen.com from the past.
He nipped that in the bud.
Yeah, in the butt, because we haven't added anything to kellyandallen.com in a while.
That's because
Have we had anything to blog about?
That's because we've been working on eknm.com.
I know. Maybe I should blog about that. I'll blog about that if I have a minute.
What are you going to blog about?
About starting that and how great it's been.
Do people still blog?
They do, honey. They
Really?
do. I can blog about how it's made our relationship stronger.
I thought the vlog had replaced the blog.
A video blog.
A video blog.
I could do that as well. I'll do something. Don't you want me to brag on us a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel like going into business together has helped our relationship? Because basically we've been working together since before we got married with the podcast. We started this podcast about a month before we got married.
It forces a lot of interaction.
Forces?
No.
Let's be honest. Every time we turn around, it's time to do another podcast.
I don't know if forces is the right word. It
encourages?
Well, it does more than encourage. Like we have
It forces.
It
That's
forces. It forces us to have regular communication, regular interaction. I don't think that's a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. But it is true that every time we turn around, it's time to do another
But not
podcast.
when it's all about work. I mean, you need interaction outside of that too.
When have we need to go on a date, and our goal is we can't talk about one work-related subject.
We could do that. That wouldn't be hard.
Or kids.
Well, yeah.
There's nothing left to talk about.
No, there is. There's lots of things.
We can talk about our retirement and getting that RV that Aunt Velma's having a heart attack over.
Exactly.
And then what? After we daydream about RVs. If you don't talk about working kids as a married couple, what left is there to talk about? That's really interesting.
What feels better than sex?
Oh, Lord, you've already covered that topic quite thoroughly.
You brought it up. You started it. I finished it.
What's better than sex doesn't include sex. Do you have some listeners' letters you want to read?
Yeah, I think we have a few letters here.
We do have a little bit of time left to cover that.
A very, very little bit of time.
Very limited. Because you know what? We have as much time left as I have canned wine.
All right. This one is from Estrada. Hi, Kelly and Alan. I'd like to start off by saying, I love you guys.
I love you, Estrada. Is that a real name, Estrada, or did you make that up?
Could be a real name. Might be made up. Your relationship, from what we hear on the podcast and social media, reminds me so much of my husband and I. Thanks for being you. I have listened to Kelly on the radio since I was in the 8th grade. I am 23 now.
Girl, I've been on radio a long time.
And now on my way to work, I listen to the radio show. And on my way home, I listen to the podcast.
Yay, that's nice.
Appreciate that. I re-listen sometimes because my drives are an hour long each way. So if you want to start making your podcast 2 hours.
Oh, Lord, no.
Tell you what, Miss Estrada, that ain't going to happen.
That's a lot.
I don't think I could do it. Anyways.
Because you figure with the morning show, we do a 4-hour morning show, but there are songs and commercials. So how much actual talk time is there,
But we have more talk time.
Possibly.
Anyways, on the podcast the other day, Kelly said that she thought Emma Kelly was so behaved in restaurants when she was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I currently have an 18-month-old and would love any tips to help him behave in a sit-down restaurant. He doesn't like to sit still, and I do not like giving him an iPad or my phone to keep him entertained. No judgment for parents that do.
Yeah.
I just don't like to do that for my son. So I would love any tips that you guys have. We love to go out to eat. My son doesn't like to sit in a high chair. He stands up in booths. I think you guys are great parents, so basically anything you tell me to do, I will try. Thank you for making me laugh and making my drive bearable.
I wish I could give you more tips because honestly, I think it's just a child's personality. Emma Kelly, my girlfriend, we called her Auntie Crazy, actually gave Emma Kelly, when she was a toddler, an iPad because she wanted her to be able to, because, I was a single mom and we'd all go out together and she wanted to be able to have adult conversation with me and have Emma Kelly be occupied with the iPad. I think it just comes down to just the personality of the child. So basically with a toddler, you just keep things to keep them busy. Cheerios, spread out a bunch of Cheerios on their, their tabletop. You get those disposable placemats, that the kind that adhesive stick to the table, and you just put Cheerios down, whatever keeps them occupied. But honestly, my mother would tell me, because we go out to some of these restaurants and we'd sit there, and some parents believe in the method of ignore the child until they stop screaming. That's not really effective when you're in a restaurant and other people are trying to enjoy their dinners, but I see that happen quite a bit. And my mother said she just wouldn't take my brother and I out to restaurants until we got past that screaming awful phase. But people didn't eat out as much when we were coming up as they do now either. It's a different thing. I don't really have any tips, because other than just keeping your kid busy, getting up and walking away when they're getting out of control, because you don't want to be a bother to other patrons. I mean, that's about it. My kid hung around nothing but adults, though, when she was born. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, that she just, I don't know. What, do you have any tips?
As I remember, the Evans kids were all relatively behaved in restaurants. I mean, they weren't ones to get up and, jump and scream in the booth or anything. But when they did act up, and they did, I would be the one to take them outside.
You remove them from the situation.
Yeah, remove them from the situation and get them entertained, because in my experience, trying to calm down a hysterical kid or a kid that's just wired in a restaurant it ain't going to happen. So then you ask yourself, well, if I'm going to take my small kids out, maybe I should choose somewhere that's like really kid friendly, where there's a lot of other kids around.
Yeah.
I really sometimes, and I don't judge parents that do this, but sometimes
it happens. You have to sometimes.
Yeah. I see parents sometimes, and they'll have a small child out really late at night, like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And
it's a no-win situation.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, and the kid is like, really restless and fussy or whatever. And I'm thinking,
it's not pleasurable for anybody.
Well, yeah. And I'm thinking, gosh, that kid should probably be asleep somewhere. I mean, maybe the child isn't on a schedule yet, but maybe just kind of putting yourself in the right position so that if the kid does
up for success.
Yeah, so if the kid does act up, it's no big deal. But like a more adult-oriented restaurant at 9 o'clock at night, maybe not a good idea for any kid. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
If you've got an 18-month-old that's toddling around, maybe one of those restaurants where the toddlers all kind of play together.
Yeah.
They do have restaurants like that where they have like play areas set up for the kids, and they encourage family gathering.
Like a CC's or somewhere
so maybe
like that.
you have to go to those types of restaurants until he gets past that phase.
Man,
because honestly, I don't have any tips other than I was just lucky. I mean, with Emma Kelly, I was just so lucky. She was just such a good baby. Now, when she got to 3, it was a different story. It was a nightmare. I remember one time threatening to beat her butt in the middle of a restaurant, and she stood up and bent over in front of me and dared me to spank her butt because she knew I wouldn't do it in front of a restaurant full of people. You have to kind of like, who's smarter in that situation, the kid or me? The kid. She was a little handful. But yeah, so I mean, you just have to adjust until the kid gets past that phase.
And then if I really think back, and I think most parents know this, but if I think back when the kids were small, if they were upset about something, it was just one of 3 things. They're either hungry, they're either tired, or they need to be changed.
Or they're bored.
Or they're bored. It was one of those things. So trying to figure out like which one is it? Are you hungry? Are you tired? Are you bored? Or you got to load your diaper? Like which one is it? Because it's one of those.
We weren't very helpful, I'm afraid, on that letter.
Well, that's
Let's go out on a positive. You have a better one?
Positive
note.
Well, let's see here.
Well, before you read that, real quick,
Okay.
because I don't want, we got a new sponsor. 'Tis the season to elect benefits through your workplace. Yes, it is that time of year. We just had our workplace meeting. Have you had yours? Well, most people know that open enrollment is a big decision time for healthcare coverage, but it's also the perfect time for you to reassess your life insurance needs. Maybe you've had some big changes. Maybe you've recently gotten married. Maybe you recently got divorced. Well, to properly provide for your family, most people need 10 times the life insurance coverage they get through their jobs. It is great that, your job offers that benefit, but usually it just covers the funeral expenses. But what beyond that, right? So your employer life insurance policy leaving you underinsured. And that's where Policy Genius can help. Policy Genius is a super simple way to shop for a life insurance plan that's not tied to your job. In just a few minutes, literally, I did it, just takes a few minutes. You can compare quotes from the top insurers to find your best price. And once you apply, the Policy Genius team handles all the paperwork and the red tape for you. Thank the Lord, because that is a pain in the rear end. To have somebody else take that off my plate, thank you, Policy Genius. And the life insurance you buy through Policy Genius stays with you even if you leave your job. It's not tied to that. Policy Genius doesn't just make it easy to get life insurance. They also help you find the right home and auto insurance, disability insurance too. You've really got to take that kind of stuff into consideration. We all think we're invincible, but you never know what life holds. And that's why it's so important to save money where you can too with Policy Genius.
So when you're looking at your workplace benefits this month, make sure to double check your life insurance options. Then go to policygenius.com to get quotes and apply in minutes. That's Policy Genius, the easy way to compare and buy life insurance.
Yep, you don't have to use always your company's plan. Policy Genius.
Make sure you're properly insured, especially if you're
Amen.
a parent.
Amen.
You got to do that. Okay, babe, here, we'll finish off with this one. She says, this is from Betsy. Betsy says, hello, Kelly and Alan. Betsy here.
Hey, Betsy.
A few months back, my friend Allison wrote into you guys about me finishing treatment. I wanted to personally thank you for the kind words on your podcast. It brought me to tears.
Aww.
I am in the next phase of my journey, which is the healing and recovery phase.
Aww.
With that said, I'm in need of some medical care that is not covered by insurance. The final
right.
The final goal is to raise about $20,000 for stem cell shots and IV fluids. While this goal seems unattainable, I know that what God wants, He will provide. I've started a fundraiser selling shirts, and I was curious if you guys would be able to mention my fundraiser on your podcast.
Well, absolutely. We'll buy a shirt.
Even if people can't donate, prayer is always welcome. The shirts are $25, and if they find me on Facebook under Betsy Rose Gonzalez.
Betsy Rose Gonzalez, everybody, under Facebook.
They can private message me their information, and we can set up a payment. Instagram is another great way to reach me, at gorgeous_Gonzalez.
So she's selling the shirts on that side?
It sounds like through Facebook. And you can also contact her.
Okay, I'm going to have to look that up.
I'm not sure how podcasts work or if this is allowed. Well,
we're doing it.
We're doing it, so it must be allowed. No worries if you can't. I just wanted to reach out and let you know that I truly enjoyed listening to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. Thanks again, Betsy.
Oh, Betsy. Well, I'm glad you're kicking. I don't know how long it's been since we read that letter from
I think it's been several months.
Yeah, but absolutely. I'll buy a shirt. Hope it's a cute shirt. Now I'm all curious. I wish I'd known that. I'd go ahead and pull it up.
Yeah. So I hope you're feeling better, Betsy. That's good. And thank you to Allison for the first time we heard about you and your medical stuff going on.
It's Betsy
Rose Gonzalez.
Rose. I'm typing with one hand because I'm holding my microphone with the other. How you spell Gonzalez? Z. Oh, there it is. Zalez. There she is. Betsy Rose Gonzalez.
There you go.
She's a 4th grade English teacher.
We hope that's the same one.
Well, I hope so. Oh my gosh, what if it's a different one?
Well, it might be. You might want to vet it out.
How many Betsy Rose Gonzalez's are there?
You might want to vet it out before you read it on the podcast. Oh, that's it. Because that's the t-shirt right there.
No one fights alone.
Yeah, that's the t-shirt.
Okay, we're going to order your shirts, honey.
Good.
Awesome. Oh, let me read this. All right, friends. As you all know, I've been through quite a journey in the last year. I've met the most incredible people and learned so much about being obedient to God. What I'm about to ask is not in my nature, but when you feel that tug, you just have to step out with trust. My body's still very out of whack from chemotherapy and steroids. With that said, it's time for phase 2, the healing and recovery phase. This will entail both stems. Okay, this is what she just said to us, IV fluids, blah, blah, blah. I'm selling shirts to raise money to begin the process, $25 a piece. Private message me. Okay, so we have to private message her. So there you go. Betsy Rose Gonzalez. I'll be doing that right after we sign off from the podcast.
Good.
We could use a couple of new t-shirts, honey.
You can always use t-shirts.
Big comfy ones. Because nothing feels better then at the end of the day, taking off your bra and putting on your comfy clothes, according to Reddit.
And oral sex.
Oh gosh, here we go again.
All right, babe. This was a lot of fun. Did you have fun?
I had a lot of fun with
Good.
you. Did you have fun? Are you in a better mood now than you were when we started the podcast? That's the bigger question.
Well, you're going to make people think that I just continually live my life like Charlie Brown. I mean, I don't know.
But tonight you were just a little off.
How was I a little off?
You seemed a little off at the beginning of the podcast. But are you in a better place now than you were at the beginning? I would hope that everybody listening and participating in this podcast would be in a better place at the end of it than they were at the beginning of it. That means we went on a positive journey together and came out the other side.
I think most of our podcasts are like that.
Is that the way you feel? Are you better now than you were 1 hour ago?
I'm going to feel a lot better when I slip in under my clean covers with shaven legs.
Well, that means you got to go shave your legs.
Yeah. Probably not going to happen.
Well, I'll tell you how I feel after a can of cupcake wine.
How you feeling, babe?
Hot as blazes. We don't have the ceiling fan on, and I'm sweating.
All right. Well, why don't we move to a cooler room and watch maybe the end of the World Series?
So here's my opinion on cupcake wine.
Oh, okay.
In a can.
Yeah.
Since, I said at the beginning, not bad. I wasn't really a big fan of Sauvignon Blanc, or so I thought. But you get halfway through the can, pretty good. Which is my argument for buying cheap wine.
Yeah.
Because
as long as you enjoyed it.
Once you have a glass of cheap wine or any wine, the second glass doesn't matter. So go for cheap.
Kind of goes for a lot of things.
A lot of things. My favorite home wines to drink at home, honestly, Sterling. If you're looking for a good wine to drink at home, Sterling and 14 Hands. And Cupcake.
14 Hands, huh?
Yeah.
Hello, hand.
Yeah, it's 14 Hands, right? That's what it's called. 14 Hands. It's the horse. It's the horse's height.
Oh, that's right. I can't tell the hello hand joke on the podcast.
No, you really can't. Please don't.
Okay.
Let's just keep that an Evans family story.
Well, it's not even a family story. It's just a.
You haven't told it to your parents?
No.
Have you told it to your dad?
No.
Really?
No. It's kind of weird.
You told it to your sister.
I told my sister and JD.
You haven't told it to your dad?
I told you.
You really haven't told it to your dad?
No, I haven't told it to my dad.
Okay.
No.
We're not telling it to the podcast family either.
Yeah. Maybe if you find me somewhere out in the general public and you say, hey,
Yes.
Alan, tell me the hello hand story.
If you run into Alan in public, ask him about the story about Hello Hand. He will pull you to the side and he will tell you that story. Not in mixed company.
And you'll be horrified, mortified.
I don't know if they will be because they don't know the people involved.
It doesn't matter. If I paint a visual picture for them,
Maybe.
I think they would be horrified.
It's one of those situations where, like, I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're
I know the people involved, so to me, it's a little bit like, yeah.
We're teasing something that we're not going to be able to pay off on, so we ought to just stop.
But when they see you
stop
in public,
talking.
But when they see you in public, you can ask for the payoff.
Okay. All right, babe. Well, trick or treat.
Trick or treat to you too, honey. Have fun trick or treating without me tonight as I'm home giving out my full-size candy bars because I'm showing off for the neighborhood according to that report.
You and Big Pete Delkus. All right. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
Love you all too.
Trick or treat, listener.
Happy Halloween and hey, bullet train to Thanksgiving. Here we go. Christmas right around the corner. Such an exciting time.
And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
It's hot as blazes in here. What's going on?
Oh, I think they had some buffoonery going on.
Yeah, I saw you like stop and read.
Buffoonery going on in the room.
A sandwich and some treats. Justin's giving us titles. That's what all of your homework assignments should be. When you watch us do the podcast, you should come up with the title for the podcast.
Oh, crap.
And y'all can battle it out. A few clowns. Was it bad? Somebody said we had a few clowns tonight.
Clowns?
Like people trying to start trouble.
Are they known clowns or unknown clowns?
I don't know. One of them apparently is Jay Greenspan.
Uh-oh.
His message is being held for review.
Is he being lewd?
He was rude to Sin Galvin, and then Jay told me to F off. Well, we don't stand for that.
You cannot.
He's a regular.
You cannot tell a fellow.
No, we don't stand for that.
Don't tell a fellow listener to F off.
One day, I'd love to work for Target. Oh, working at a bridal shop would be fun too, Kara. That would be fun because people are so happy when they're in there, right? You want to be around happy people. But not everybody's always happy at Target. But at a bridal shop, everybody's happy. That's a great idea.
Shiny, happy people.
I could work part-time at a bridal shop. That'd be fun. I went to, for both of my wedding dresses, Mockingbird Lane Bridal Boutique because the women working in there.
Hashtag ad.
It's not an ad, but they have been working there for like 50 years. And they were so nice in there. Yeah, the nanny song. Oh, yeah. No. I don't want to work on that end, at the delivery end. I just want to be there for the trying on period. Who's Jordan Almonds? Is Jordan Almonds giving you problems too? Michael, did you take notes for me tonight? Oh, Jordan almonds are good to eat. That's right. That's not a person. That's just almonds. Sorry. I've cupcake wine. Just felt like I needed a glass of wine tonight, or a can of wine, right? Thank you, Michael. Jordan almonds have that hard candy coating on them, right? I don't think I like Jordan almonds. I like smoked almonds. Alan likes those. We get them from Costco. Hey, I'm going to Costco tomorrow because my daughter, I found a pair of leggings there for like $12 or something, and they're really great. They're made by Maddie M, I want to say. And my daughter loved them so much, she wants me to get her a pair. They're good thickness that when you bend over, you can't see your panties through them. I don't like raw almonds, Kara. I like them to be smoked, are my favorite, or salted. Raw is not my jam. Jay Greenspan says he doesn't think he was being that inappropriate, but if we're operating on elementary school standards, yeah, I was out of line. Well, Jay, what did you do? A friend of mine dressed up for Halloween as a Costco sampling person. That's pretty funny.
Funny bit.
You hand out little things in cups on a toothpick. Tell AE barbecue will make anyone's day. Great job, Michael Lane. Michael was on tonight.
Oh, Michael, my man. Need some barbecue.
When are we getting barbecue, Michael? You told Michael to F off. That's not cool. That is not cool, Jay Greenspan. Why would you do that? Michael says soon.
Wait a minute. Jay Greenspan told Michael to F off?
No, not Michael Lane, Michael Miklos.
Well, either one are both friends of mine, so that's not a good idea.
Costco chicken pot pie? I haven't had that. What I like to get from Costco is Pirate Booty. It's a lot cheaper there than anywhere else. The big Smart Waters, they're cheaper there than anywhere else. I like getting their eggs because you can get them like 18 to a thing. I get those there.
And sin.
We get smoked almonds from there all the time. I get, what are those bars that we like, honey? The bars, the protein bars that we really like.
Oh, the Kind bars?
Kind bars, they're good. I get a big thing of Kind bars. They have these chicken sandwiches. They're half chicken sandwiches and pita bread with a slice of cheese. I get the half chicken sandwiches there. I like those. There's no mac and cheese recipe, Justin Walker said on kellyanallen.com.
Don't look at me.
It would be under probably Thanksgiving recipes. Look at that, Justin, and get back to me. If not, I'm going to make sure it's on there. Oh, they said that guy was rude to Sin Galvin as well.
Uh-oh.
Marcus Groppel is the first time listening from California. Are you near the forest, the fires, Marcus? Are you doing okay? The thin pretzels, yes, they do have a big bag of thin pretzels. I don't usually get those unless I'm having a big party. Kelly McGrath enjoys watching. Thank you. Tell your friends. You Googled and found the mac and cheese recipe, but was it on kellyandalan.com? And I've also adjusted that recipe a little bit because my mother adjusted the recipe a little bit. Bad air quality. Now, Marcus, why do you, I'm not asking to be combative. I'm just curious. Why do you, I know the weather's great in California, but I know it's super, super expensive. So why do you stay in California rather than moving somewhere else? Just because I know the expense is so awful, but I love visiting there. We went to wine country there. Where did we go, honey?
Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara. It was gorgeous. And I can see why you'd want to live there for the weather and the beauty of it. But just the cost of living there is so outrageous. Well, Jay Greaseman, you're not banned because I keep seeing your comments. It was on the 929 website. Okay, they're finding my macaroni and cheese recipe on other websites. We need to put it on kellyandalan.com if it's not there. Yeah, everybody's finding on 929.
NIN?
Yeah. Do you see it on Kelly and Allen?
No.
I need to tweak it a little bit because we have tweaked it over the years, my mother included. I've tried different cheeses in the macaroni and cheese. The only one that has not worked was the mozzarella because it's so incredibly stringy when you bake it that when you eat it, it's just like the string goes everywhere and it's too incredibly messy. Not that I don't love mozzarella cheese, but that's the one that didn't work. Okay, Marcus says, overall, the weather is fantastic. My whole family's here in California. Would hate to move away. You guys should visit down in Orange County. Love the area to be in. Is that where you're in, Marcus? Are you giving us a place to stay? Yeah, I just think the cost of living there is so awful. That's the only part of it, you know? Also found it on Blogger, November 30th of 2013. It shows up on your Twitter, Kelly. My recipe? I need to update it because we have changed it just a little bit. All right. I'm going to have to go here pretty soon because it's almost bedtime. Did you unplug the computer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's charged enough.
Well, you're about to sign off.
We're about to sign off. Thank you all for being here. Come down and I'll show you all the best spots, just very pricey. See? You need to come to Texas, Marcus. Everybody's welcome in Texas.
God's country.
It's God's country next to South Carolina. Good night, Tammy. All right. What are you looking for? Have y'all been to kellyandalan.com? I mean, not Kelly and Allen. Have you been to Emma Kelly and me, ekandme.com? We got in another shipment of the cardigans today that sold out, but I'm afraid the larges are already gone. I don't know. Did you check recently? They might be sold out again. That was just such a huge seller for us. We should have ordered maybe more. But we've got some other great things coming in on Emma Kelly and me, ekandme.com. This week we'll start getting shipments. We have to get them photographed and put on the website, but we have a lot of the curvy collection, the plus size coming in. A lot of people were asking about that. Emma Kelly went with me to market and picked out a dozen pieces that she loved and that I approved because I want them to be modest and fun and good for that age group and stuff that you can also wear. Because my daughter's 13, but she's wearing a woman's size, right? You got the email. Justin got the email about the restock. No one has to be here. I'm unsubscribing. Sorry. I don't know what that means. We lost a subscriber. Jay Greenspan's leaving us. I'll definitely have to make the trip over and visit the show studio. Love you guys. Good night. Good night, Marcus. All right, we're going to go. Ooh, the Nationals are winning 3-2 in the top of the 7th with 1 out.
Yeah, this is going to be the good part here.
We're probably going to have to be up to watch that. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Michael, I'm looking forward to getting your message so I can type the podcast title and description. If anybody has a suggestion for the title, I don't know. I'll think of something. A sandwich and some treats because it is Halloween, right? Trick or treat.
Thank y'all. Night.
Oh. Alan, you timed him out?
Oh, yeah. He was just being a knucklehead. Night, guys.